Hi, my name is Michael Flanagan, and this is my show, State of the Union, at the Creative Incubator in McAllen, Texas. I'll walk you through it now and talk some more about the artwork. So these three pieces are each individual artworks, but I thought they also worked together as a sort of conceptual triptych. This is a plaster cast of my hand that I made as a 3-year-old in 1992. And this is a silk screen of a middle school yearbook photo of me with a laser cut of some text that a friend wrote for me in that yearbook. I made this piece in 2022. It's called The White Clown. And then finally a drawing of a skull that I made in 2010. So this is called the Wasp Killer. It's a wasp cast in epoxy, and it's named after a painting by the artist Vernon Fisher. I recently made a documentary film about Vernon Fisher called Breaking the Code, and I collected this wasp from Vernon's studio where we were interviewing him for the documentary. And this piece is called Dave Hickey's Cigarette. It's a cigarette cast in epoxy that was discarded by the art critic Dave Hickey, and I collected it then while we were interviewing him for the Vernon Fisher documentary. These are another set of 3 artworks that each stand alone individually, but are presented here in a way that's meant to create a dialogue between them. The first piece here is called Calcite. It's a drawing on paper that was created during a workshop hosted by the artist Javier Dragustanovis from Matamoros, Mexico. This is an untitled painting that contains a screen print impression of the original drawing. And then on the far end here is the screen used to create this impression presented as an art object itself. This is a painting called The Big Dig. This started out as a painting by my wife, the artist Keaton McKeever, and contains several layers that were painted over a period of about 5 years. She was never really satisfied with the painting and finally had completely gone over it in white and was going to throw it away when I asked if I could have it and rework it into this. This is a mixed media collage from 2023 called Built for This Moment. The idea for this came when I saw an artwork by Jacques Vieglet, who often works with found advertisements. And since seeing it, I had had my eye out for this kind of material. Finally, several years later, was really glad to find these advertisements on the streets of Dallas. And lastly, this is a painting from 2023 called Is Was. I think it speaks to several of the artworks in this show, whether it's the plaster cast of my 3-year-old hand as it relates to the silkscreen laser cut self-portrait made 30 years later, or the repurposed advertisements transformed into a collage. I'm also interested in the idea that the viewer will bring their own interpretation to these words and hopefully evoke some sort of meaning from them that can exist in a dialogue with other people.